So with RTE in full force, the Right to Education Act, do you think the schools are pressurized to admit children with learning challenges in school despite they not being capable of handling them?
Yes, they are. Because now that we have the legal mandate, yes, so they have to take children in. But there are still many schools who deny admissions because they feel they are not equipped to address the needs of children with diverse needs. And how many parents will actually go to the court, how many will actually fight for it? If they are denied, they just accept it and move on. Well, the schools that take under compulsion or whatever, they take the children with diverse needs, only if the management believes in inclusion, they will ensure that their teachers are trained. They are sent for short-term trainings. They organize training programs for their teachers in their school themselves sometimes, and will do whatever it takes in their capacity to help this child cope in the, they are not rigid about examinations. They are not rigid about whatever concessions are there. They will help the child get those concessions, and they will create a conducive learning environment in the classroom. I strongly believe more than the teacher, it's first the management. They are not taking in children only because they have to, but they believe, okay, it's their right and I have to do it. Then they will make sure that they make those adaptations and accommodations for that particular child. But since most are not doing that, that's why even though the policies are there, but it's not really being implemented the way it should be.
That's a very valid point that you got out, that the management needs to be more into tune with the idea of inclusion and organize teacher training sessions and send the teachers for short-term training courses so that they are capable of handling children with various disabilities in the classroom. So that's one very valid input that you have actually put in out here, that management needs to be in the forefront to help organize resources to help the teachers to handle.
One more point I want to add here, whenever we are organizing any seminars or conferences or whatever, you'll always see it's only people from the disability sector who will be attending those. We need to reach out to people from the mainstream education because they lack awareness, or awareness in the sense they don't feel that it will work. This child is special, and how far will he reach? What is he going to do? This child with this IQ is not going to go beyond maybe 3rd standard, 4th standard, at the most 5th standard. Then what? So why invest in that child in the first place? Now, wherever we have success stories of children with different disabilities and they have achieved great successes, those need to be highlighted and shared with such people. Then that will give them faith. It's basically ignorance, lack of awareness, lack of information that prevents them from taking that first step of accepting this child. They are scared and they are, like, it's not going to work, so why? So we blame them, but actually the thing is that it's lack of knowledge. So if such things are highlighted, then they will also say, okay, let's give it a try.
So, very true. So it's actually lack of knowledge that stops an individual from taking that effort towards that child.
Absolutely.
It's not the will is there, but it's just the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And that's what most of the teachers face, the issue, that because of lack of knowledge, even though they want to help, but they are unable to help.
Yes.
So with SNDT organizing such kind of workshops, it becomes more important for mainstream educators to come and attend such sessions, which are maybe 1 day or 2 days, in order to get a glimpse about what is it that you as an educator can do to help that child sail through in the classroom. Yes. And I think we TeachersHelpTeachers as a platform can help bring about an awareness whenever such sessions are conducted in SNDT, wherein we try to help educators reach out to the news and attend the program.
That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful because we have planned a whole host of workshops and we are only focusing that it should not be just special education. And again, I feel it's all about good teaching. It's not about special education and general education. If I'm a good teacher, I will be a good teacher for anybody and everybody, right? So if I learn the good teaching skills, I will be an effective teacher in the class and everybody's going to benefit from that. So I'm going to bank on you for creating awareness about all the workshops that we have
SMT
lined
is
up.
hosting,
Yeah,
yes.
that we have lined up. for
And
them.
as you said, a good teacher is a good teacher,
Yes.
irrespective of a special child or
Absolutely,
mainstream child.
absolutely.
And a good teacher will go that
A mile
long
ahead,
way
yes,
and
yes, to-
equip herself in
Yes,
order to help that
absolutely,
particular child in the
absolutely.
classroom. So yes, we will be sharing more updates about the sessions and workshops that keep happening at SNDT as and when they happen, and we would expect more mainstream educators to join in
Yes.
and help understand what is it that as an educator that you can do. So coming back to your question, to the question about, we all know that, you know, somewhere or the other we get inspired by someone, and that kind of makes us start something fresh, or that makes us perform in a way that reflects the person whom we have, you know, we have been observing, or who's our role model. So who is your role model?
That's a tough one, because it's very difficult to point one person, name one person. There have been many people who have inspired me. To begin with, I can say my dad. He passed away at the age of 92. He learned computers when he was 80, and he was a learner, and he never gave up. He walked up his steps on the first floor the day he passed away, I mean the night before he passed away, and he had this zest for life, and he had passion for life. So I take that passion from him, and I strongly believe that whatever you do, you may be cooking in the kitchen, you may be stitching something, you may be teaching in a class, you have to do it with passion. If you do anything with passion, the best comes out. So that passion I have imbibed from my dad. And there are people who are, 70 plus, but they don't give up. In our disability sector, I don't want to name people, I learn and I want to imbibe that from them. They are still doing so much of meaningful, productive work, facing all kinds of adversities, health issues, but still they are contributing to the sector. I mean, I meet them at different platforms and I say, hats off to you, man. You are my role model. Like that, I tell so many people, I want to be like them. Like, as long as you can contribute, you can make a difference, you should be doing that, not just giving up like, oh, I have retired and just sit at home. Well, everybody has a different way of life, so I'm not questioning them, but I'm just saying that, yeah, so there have been many role models in different ways.
And as you said, that the zest for life and the curiosity and the passion, I think that keeps one going, and that is what creates a learner, a curious learner for life. And it's very nice to know that, as you said, that your father was a role model and he had that zest of life. I feel as an educator, it's our responsibility to spark that zest in every child.
Yes.
And when we see ourselves being capable of doing that, that itself is a true sign of we being a good teacher.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. And when we say that every teacher is also a learner, so until and unless you don't learn and you don't equip yourself with knowledge, you are not going to be क्या हो गया?
बैटरी लो है
बैटरी लो, but हो जाएगा ना 20%.
नहीं
चले.
10%.
और हो जाएगा. Last question.
Okay.
So I think we cut that where we stopped. So what is that one advice that you would like to give to the teaching community?
See, my philosophy in life is, when we talk about learning, we talk about three domains: affective domain, cognitive domain, and psychomotor domain. Most often I see that teachers focus only on cognitive domain. I feel we are living in times where we need people who are very strong on their affective domain as well. So somewhere when we are teaching, we have to have a right balance of all the three domains in our learning, right? And the teacher has to have, one thing at the back of our mind, that I have to be an inspiring teacher. Whom do we remember later in life? That one teacher who inspired me, who made a difference to me. Why can't I be a teacher like that? So a teacher should be a role model in the sense that you inspire your students and aim to make a difference in, you may not be able to make a difference in everybody's life, but even if you make a difference in one child's life, I think you have achieved something in life. So yeah, be an inspiring, committed teacher and be a good professional wherein you are ready to learn, update your knowledge continuously. It's not that you've done your B.Ed and the best teaching learning aids are prepared during your B.Ed training program, and after that you don't even want to make a chart when you enter the class. Forget about writing lesson plans. Only if the management is insisting you would, otherwise you wouldn't bother. So I feel the teacher should be continuously updating her knowledge, not just for CRE points.
Yes,
right?
not just for the
And
points.
regular school teacher doesn't even need to do that. So it should be a constant journey of learning and transmitting that journey. The learning to your students.
Learning
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So professional development sessions are a must for
Yes.
every teacher, be it a
Every
special
teacher,
educator or a
yeah,
mainstream
yeah,
teacher.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
coming back to a teacher, to the teacher that we need to be a teacher who can inspire. So what is your memory of your favorite teacher? Who
Well,
inspired you
Again,
as a teacher?
different teachers at different points of time in life, but I'll go back to my school age because that's the most impressionable age. Yeah, we had a science teacher and she was dynamic. Somewhere that dynamism in me, whatever little is there, comes from her.
Oh wow.
Yeah, very dynamic, always with a big smile on her face, and the moment she would enter the class, we were all alert and charged. Somehow I feel a teacher should exuberate the dynamism where it becomes infectious and everybody sits up and lights up like a sunshine. So she used to be very inspiring because her lessons were not restricted to the book. I always tell that to my student teachers, when you write a lesson plan, go beyond the textbook. Yeah, you cannot restrict your knowledge to that chapter in your book. So that is what I learned from her. She would give us so many examples, so many more supplementary books to read, and we used to enjoy her class.
So I think that's a very, very good message to all the teachers out there in the teaching community. Go beyond books. Even when it comes to making a lesson plans, it's always nice to think of examples that you can give from I think day-to-day life.
It's related to
where
life.
they can
Personalize
connect.
your teaching. That
Yes.
makes all the difference. Personalize the teaching. Yeah.
Yes, personalized teaching is what will make a difference, and that's what will bring out the best in the educator and in the children. Lovely. So it was really lovely having you, ma'am, and your inputs towards education and the work that you're doing, you're striving every day. One last question is, what is it that makes you get up out of your bed and come to work?
Now, since I've taken the headship, which is just recent, I want to make a lot of difference in the department. As I just said, I've completed 25 years, and all these years it was about me. Now it's no longer about me, it's about the department. So how many more courses can we have? How many more programs can we have which will make our programs richer, our courses richer? How can I give the best of the best to my students is what I'm charged with every single day.
Wow, that's lovely. And it's indeed wonderful to know that SMDT is coming up with the Shadow Teacher course, and apart from that, various workshops that are being planned.
Yes.
So we will hope to see the teaching community from Teachers Help Teachers to be a part of the workshops, and also the Shadow Teacher training course in case anybody would like to do it. And with this, we shall sign off our Hats Off series. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you.